Final segments of the second launch tower just arrived at Starbase this week. The biggest question now will be the exact location where the new tower will be built. Many predictions have been made, but surprisingly, the US Army Corps just revealed their own answer. But will their answer address where the Starship's second launch tower will be built? And will this plan, and how is the plan progressing? But more importantly, how significant is this launch tower? Find out in today's episode of Great SpaceX. On the 22nd of February, the US Army Corps released a notice stating that SpaceX applied for a license on February 12th of 2024 with a request to fill 0.16 acres of wetland for a second launch tower. The determined location will be at the current suborbital launch pad and test stand. This permission will increase the total acreage of impact from 5.14 to an even 5.3 acres, ironically. In fact, this is a modification of SpaceX's previous licensing requirements. 3 years ago, on the 4th of March, SpaceX also proposed another expansion that would impact a total of 17.16 acres of land, including 10.94 acres of mudflats, 5.94 acres of estuarine wetlands, and 0.28 acres of non-tidal wetlands. SpaceX proposed to build and add test, launch, landing, integrated tower, and other infrastructures like storm water management features and vehicle parking. However, the review was later withdrawn by the Corps on March 7th of 2022 to give SpaceX time to analyze and develop alternatives and public interest reviews necessary to complete the organization's own review. Besides the announcement, the agency also provided a map to show us the location of this 0.16 acre of land. Specifically, this area will be located southwest of the launch site, quite close to suborbital pad B. This choice is understandable, and many predictions also suggest that the new tower will be built in the suborbital launch site area. With that location, it won't be too close to the current launch tower, but will be near to the old suborbital tank farm. Perhaps SpaceX will only need to upgrade this tank farm system to operate the new launch tower. But before building, SpaceX will need to conduct a very important step: soil filling or soil surcharging. Many years ago, before building infrastructure at Starbase, SpaceX also conducted this activity in 2015 and 2016. This is very important because the land in the Boca Chica area is coastal land without a solid structure. Therefore, they need to have a strong enough foundation to ensure the infrastructure can stably stand after construction. It is even more important for the launch tower structure because it will have to withstand the very powerful thrust from the Starship. For example, the current version will have a maximum thrust of up to 8,877 tons or 16.7 million pounds. According to the announcement, SpaceX's request still needs to go through a solicitation of comments and hearings for the Corps to consider the opinions of local residents and other agencies. All opinions will be given before March 25th, and perhaps the results will also be announced soon after that. Related to the expansion, last month SpaceX also proposed a land exchange with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission, or the TWC for short. With that exchange, they will be able to expand the Starbase land by an additional 49 acres. Similar to the aforementioned proposal, this exchange also needs the approval of local agencies and people and may take several months to complete. With these announcements, we can confirm the appearance of a new launch tower in the near future, a factor that will greatly impact SpaceX's Starship operations and further plans. A few months ago, Musk planned to launch an uncrewed Starship to Mars around 2027 and send crews to this planet within 8 years. Recently, he also posted a tweet affirming building a city on Mars will take many launches. With these goals, SpaceX will need to greatly speed up the launch process, starting in 2024, aiming for a future that can launch thousands of Starships each year. And SpaceX is truly on its way to that goal. Recently, the FAA revealed that SpaceX has requested permission to launch at least 9 Starship missions this year. This has exceeded many people's most optimistic predictions of a maximum of 4 to 5 launches this year, and of course, whether that comes true or not, we still need to wait for official approval from the Federal Aviation Administration Administration, or the FAA. And the start of that effort will be Flight 3, which Musk recently estimated would take place in the second week of March. After that, other efforts will also be conducted continuously. A few days ago, Musk confirmed that Flight 4 hardware is also ready. But if it does come to fruition, SpaceX needs a new launch tower to accomplish that goal. We are almost at the end of February, which means SpaceX only has 10 months left to launch 9 launches, if there are no obstacles. With an average of 1 launch per month, that's really overloading a single launch tower. A few days ago, 4 launch tower segments arrived in Texas from Florida. With these segments, perhaps all the launch tower hardware is ready to be built. SpaceX will now have to wait for a decision on the expansion request to begin construction of the new tower. After the location has been determined, another question with the new launch tower will be how high it will be. SpaceX previously revealed that the current prototypes will only be the final prototypes of version 1, and in the future, they will create new versions with larger sizes. For example, the Starship version 3 version. For example, the version 3 of Starship can be up to 150 to 160 meters tall.